Okay, so I stumbled across a thread that rehashed a post from Stu Peters, excuse me, about the Talmud, and then we have this. I'm assuming he would refer to himself as a Messianic Jew. No doubt he's Jewish and he's an anti-Messiah. But this is this guy here, Israel Anderson, who I am vaguely familiar with because people have used his name in passing when asking me questions about false doctrines. He's on YouTube as Israel Anderson. Real quickly, this guy blocked me, and I'll show you their tactics because, they can't handle the truth. The truth fears no investigation. We must be Bereans, not Laodiceans. We must study to prove ourselves unto Yahweh, right? Rightly dividing the word of truth. Not just, you know, doing what you want and, just guessing at things and making puzzles fit to fit your agenda, not judging the scriptures for what it says, line by line, precept for precept, here a little, here a little, here a little, there a little, from Isaiah. He's not doing that, right? So this is what he says to this. He wants to basically promote his own doctrine, okay? False doctrine. He says Yahweh is the devil. Jesus, he's using another false pagan name, Jesus, the wailing and gnashing of teeth. Real name of our Messiah is Yahwashua, which means Yahweh is salvation because he's of Yahweh, who is not the devil. But he says Jesus calls Yahweh Satan, the devil, the evil one, without any scriptural proof. Just points to his videos so he can lead you astray some more with his little following there on YouTube, where he'll just ban you if you don't agree with his opinion, his doctrine. In depth, he says, without any more scripture, again, no proof. Jesus calls Yahweh Satan, two test, one tester. Jesus calls Yahweh the devil, and then he refers to the infamous John 8:44, another YouTube video, of course, not scripture. And Jesus calls Yahweh the evil one, and then the Good Father Discourse 1 and 2, right? And I'll show you where I started replying on number 1 here, but it's not going to go anywhere. So I write, you're simply a liar. That's nowhere in the Tanakh or the Ketuvim bed. That's the whole Testament, the scriptures, the set-apart scriptures of truth. And I say, show the verses, right? Instead of other men's opinions, or your own opinions for that matter. I show the verse. John 8:44 doesn't say what you are claiming. He's talking to the Satanist, Talmudic Pharisees, worshiping the devil. And I can't write a lot on here. I don't pay for my account like he does, because he is a grifter. He makes his money from this stuff. So I used another post. I said, if you were correct and the Messiah was calling them Yahweh worshippers, those he's speaking to in John 8:44, which is the Pharisees, he's not calling them Yahweh worshippers, which is what he is alluding to, right? If it was Satan is Yahweh, then why would he say this in other texts? And again, I show him we study here a little, there a little, line by line, precept by precept. And why, pray tell, did he tell them that if, and I go on to say, if they had really been of Moses and Abraham, they would listen to him, right?
If they were actually Moses' descendants, the Pharisees, of course, they'd read what he wrote of him, not Jesus, but Yahwashua, and believe, but instead they seek to kill him. I said, was Moses also from Satan in your doctrine? It says over and over in the Tanakh, aka Old Testament, that Yahweh is the mighty one. He is Elohim. And the New Testament, that Yahwashua comes from Elohim, aka Yahweh, who is not Satan, which I show him clearly. But that's what he says. He wants to shut it down. So he says, I'm not going to respond to you because you don't talk like an adult. I responded with the truth. You can't refute it, so you just use ad hominems. You are broadcasting your own propaganda. Congratulations. That's what he does. And he deleted his post, of course. The post was deleted by the author because he knows he's lying. He knows what he's doing, and he's already blocked me. Then he went ahead onto my page, right? My profile. And he decided to comment there. Right here. Where is it? Where'd he comment with it? Would he delete that too? It looks like he may have deleted that too. Okay, here it is. I hate Twitter and X and all social media. He writes, and this is under my profile, and so as soon as I got the notification, went to reply, it said, "You cannot." Why? Because the author has blocked you, so you can't perform the action. So he deletes the evidence where he is a dunderhead and obfuscating and ducking the facts because he can't support it with real verses or truth, and he blocks me and deletes his post. Watch out for false prophets. 1 John talks about anti-messiahs and false prophets and false doctrine. Beware. These are the children of the devil, and that's why he's inverting John 8:4 to mean that they're talking about the Pharisees being children of Yahweh, who he says is Satan, because then that skewers everything, inverts everything, just like these Jews always do. And that, my friends, is what Israel Anderson, a Jew, does. He's not reading scripture. It's his own false doctrine. And he makes money off of it, no doubt. No doubt. And if you are blocked by Israel Anderson, it means you have actually asked a question that he, knows will lead somewhere he doesn't want. Because he's not after the truth. He has an agenda. The truth fears no investigation. Only Jews do.
This is Israel Anderson's YouTube page. He's driven by two questions: who are we? What is the universe? Doesn't seem to like facts too much, or what scripture actually says, though. Just likes to present a alternative version for his audience so he can monetize it, no doubt. Well, he is live. Probably live streaming all the time. Jesus, 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 Jesus is King. Jesus. The wailing and gnashing of teeth. The wailing and gnashing of teeth. He says he has a study from Elohim to God. We take Yahweh, he says, the Tetragrammaton. Everybody wants to criticize everything I say, he says. So he wants to go with the scholarly pronunciation of Yahweh, yet he won't go with other scholarly, answers regarding other things. He wants to do his own. Of course. Of course. If he wasn't live streaming, he probably already would have blocked me on YouTube, but he kept it up. Here is the video here. And what does this guy look like here? What does this guy on the left look like? Does he look like a white Aryan Israelite? One of Jacob Israel's descendants? Or one of Esau Edom's descendants? You tell me, folks. What do you see here? Do you see what I see? I replied. I don't know if he's going to take it down or actually reply to me, but this is what I wrote. Let's shut him up here. Just like you avoid my replies on X, you already blocked me, deleted the post, you'll no doubt do the same here, but I'll present the facts and verses to you in a grown-up fashion, since you call me a child and think you can neatly ignore the truth in doing so. John 8 is in no way proves your point like you think it does, like you claimed on X. John 8:44 is calling the Pharisaical Jews, Edomites by and large in Jerusalem in the first century, children of their father, the devil. which is essentially echoed in 1 John 3:8 as well. I might add Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 for good measure. With the correct context, since you use that word but don't actually abide by it like you should, he used the word context in his videos, you will know that Yahwashua, not Jesus, the false name, pagan horse deity, you will know that Yahwashua was of his father, Yahweh, Elohim, Yahweh the Mighty One, as he says it, God. I ask him, are you refuting that Yahweh is Elohim? He calls him Yahweh, excuse me. You claim that Yahweh is Satan. You have shown no proof text from the scriptures, just a lot of hot air. I used no ad hominem attacks and spoke to you like an adult. I await your response. And I don't think I will get one, but time will only tell. Most importantly, folks, I want to warn you. Okay, he's got a lot of people thanking him, giving him money, etc., shekels, but scripture doesn't back him up. Yahweh does not back him up. The prophets do not back him up. The Besorah, the good news, the message of truth does not back him up. Beware, brothers and sisters, of false prophets.